Okay, so if you're not familiar with the law of attraction, I'm going to tell you all about it. What the law of attraction is, if you have a vision of something that you want to achieve in life, what you're going to do is you can write it down, you can cut it out and look at it every day or, weekly. Just put it out into the universe, and that is what is going to come back to you. The idea of the law of attraction is whatever you put out, it's going to come back to you. And that includes your thoughts and your actions and anything else in between. So it also can be referred to as the meta secret. And I swear I'm not crazy. This isn't crazy talk. I've seen it for myself. About 8 years ago, I was sitting at my island in my kitchen with my son. He was only 2 at the time, and I was very unhappy where we lived. I mean, downright miserable. And I decided that we were going to draw a picture of where we would want to live. So we drew a house, and we drew me, him, and his dad. And when my husband came home, he came into the house, and I said, "Take this to Daddy and tell him to buy us this house." And he did. He hopped down, he ran over to my husband, he handed him the paper and said, "Daddy, buy us this house one day." And my husband said, "Well, Daddy needs to make a lot more money before I can buy you a house like that." And we all kind of just laughed it off and put it up on the fridge, and it stayed there for the rest of the time that we lived there, which was a few years. Fast forward a good 8 years from there, we had moved from that home and into another home. And then we were also moving from that home into where we are now. And when we were packing, I came across this picture, and it looks exactly like the house we are in right now. I was blown away with how accurate it was. That is the law of attraction. You could cut a picture of a house out of a home magazine and put it on a vision board. If you look at it and ingrain it in your mind enough, it's going to happen, because you're going to just start taking the steps that you need to take to make that happen without maybe even realizing that's what you're doing. Another example that I have personally experienced. When I had the idea for this show, before I even talked to anyone who would be working on it with me, I was sitting rocking my daughter and thinking about everything. And as I was going through the process in my mind, I visualized Brandon Bellin from Cordial Coffee. I was visualizing standing in my kitchen with the lights, cameras, everything. And it was happening in my mind. And then just a few weeks later, it actually happened. I hadn't even spoke to him yet. So it was really cool to see that come together, but also just to prove my thought on attracting things to me even more. Let's take it one step further. Brandon was on our show. He was talking about how his vision was to be sitting on the back of an old Chevy truck, drinking coffee with the farmer who grew the beans. And now in January, he's going to do that. He didn't even realize he was visualizing something for himself for the future. He just knew that he wanted to do that one day. But that is the law of attraction. So the law of attraction doesn't have to be anything in particular. It can be, maybe you want to visualize a happy marriage, or you want to visualize a new home or a job or a vacation. The possibilities really are endless. The whole goal is to put out positive thoughts, because when you put positive things out into the universe, that is what's going to come back to you. If you're thinking negatively every day, from the moment you wake up or even throughout your day, if it's constantly, "I hate my job, I'm so miserable," you're going to continue to feel that way. It's not going to change. I can pretty much guarantee that to you. If you start thinking more positively, first of all, you're going to live happier. And then secondly, you're going to start taking the actions that you need to take to get what you want. So let's say you have a grand vision and you think, "This is impossible. Mandy, I will never do this." It might feel unnatural at first, but just trust me when I say to go with it. When you have something new that you want to do and it seems massive, you have to take a leap of faith. You just have to. You have to trust yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And then you just have to jump. It might sound completely insane, especially when you say it out loud. But once you get through it and then you look back, it's going to feel like such a small thing that it wasn't even a big deal at all. Or maybe it does still feel like a big thing, and then you can be really, really proud of yourself for making that jump. Okay, so you want to live positive, but maybe the people around you are not so positive. As much as I'm sure you love them, sometimes we have to push them away just a little bit so that we can get ourselves straight. Because if you surround yourself with negative people, that's only going to bring you down. You want to surround yourself with positive people that are going to lift you up. You also want to surround yourself with the people who are doing what it is you want to be doing. Because when you do that, that is going to give you what you need to get up to the top. The next thing you have to do is take action. You have to do something, even if it's one small step. It can be as simple as writing it down. Write it down a couple times if you need to. Go find magazines that have the pictures of what you're visualizing and cut them out and make a vision board. And then also say it out loud. It's gonna feel so weird, but I promise you, when you start putting those words out into the universe, things are gonna start happening for you. Because as long as you're taking action, the universe is also gonna be opening doors for you, left and right. Sometimes it happens quickly, sometimes it takes 10 years. But trust me when I say, as long as you keep this mindset, it's going to happen. Visualizing the life that I wanted to have for my family and then taking those steps to make it happen with my husband is what brought me here today. And I have learned so much, and that's why I want to share it with you guys. I'm not just talking about the law of attraction because I want to sound like a little crazy girl on YouTube. I'm telling you because I know that it works. I have visualized everything my entire life, and it always comes into play because I put the work in. So do not think that you can just say you want something and then not put any work in. That is a huge part of it. But another huge part of it is actually putting it into the universe in the first place. So take that first step, think about what you want, and then put it down on paper. Just take that one small step. Okay guys, question of the day. What are you visualizing? What do you want for yourself? Tell us in the comments. We love hearing from you. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We have so much more to share with you. See you next time.